Hello and welcome to Sport for Business. We're joined today by John Gillick. John is the Head of Consumer Marketing and Sponsorship with AIG, and the occasion is the launch of the new Dublin GAA jersey. You're very welcome back to Sport for Business, John.
Good morning, Rob. How are you?
Very good, thanks. When I was looking at this morning, it was remarkable in my head that AIG will next year be celebrating 10 years of the partnership with Dublin GAA. Does it feel as though it was as long as that?
Not at all, no. And I can't believe I'm that much older as well, 10 years older. But no, it feels like yesterday. We did negotiations back in 2013 in the autumn, came to a quick deal, and then we launched in 2014. Early 2014. So it's the 10th year next year. So time's flown, you're having fun. We've had great success over those years. So it's been a really great journey for AIG and me personally as well.
It has been a remarkable period, and I suppose it's easy to just highlight the all of the All Irelands, both for the men's and the women's teams. But from a business point of view, what are some of the other highlights that you can that you can look at and think, yeah, that worked for us?
Yeah, look, the sponsorship's been great for us over the years. We've had obviously all the success on the field that you've mentioned, but there's been a lot of the stuff off the field maybe that hasn't been as noticed as much. I think some of the key things that we've worked at, outside those big wins on the pitch, has been a lot of the stuff we've done around the community and grassroots across the sponsorships. One of the key things we did when we came into the sponsorship was about equality and support and female support and bringing all the four codes under one umbrella. And that was obviously done in day one with the announcement. But from that, we really activated that and really, at all points of sponsorship planning and activation, is that we really wanted to give the female teams, both the ladies footballers and camogie teams, as much time on the stage and to promote and amplify their sports, and I think one of the key highlights of that sort of came to fruition was during the 20 by 20 campaign, when we were able to use the Dublin GAA sponsorship, use our assets, use our ambassadors from the camogie setup in particular, to actually be active participants in the 20 by 20 campaign, with one of the official ambassadors being a Dublin camogie player. So that was one of the real highlights, and that part of the activation would have went on to having the 20 by 20 logo on the front of the Dublin jersey for a key match in Croke Park. So that whole women in sport platform has really been fueled by the Dublin GAA sponsorship and all our partner relationships within that and players. And then other stuff, every year we've had different CSR partners and we've put them on front of our jersey, and from a personal level, really to see the difference we've made to those partners and those charities to help them raise funds, and the difference we've made by giving them such a big platform, which many people would or brands or charities would scream for, is to get a day out in front of the jersey. But it's not just the front of the jersey for the match. It's all the eyeballs and the TV, amplification that it gets, all the activation we do around the campaign. So there's a launch of the campaign, there's a PR event, and the social media, the digital content. So there's a whole host of other elements around that campaign that we give to our CSR partners to help promote their cause and essentially raise funds or promote awareness or promote a cause, depending what the specific objectives are. This year, for example, we did the Support for Drummo campaign, which is you're familiar with from being a cooler player, and that was, again, from a personal and a business perspective, it was brilliant for us. It really was something different that we did. It was a different type of CSR campaign because of the nature of the case. It was a hugely important case because such was the need of funds for this for Sean Drummond and what happened to him, and he really was in need of funds, and he still is. So for us to come together and unite the Dublin GAA inter-county setup, and then unite it with the grassroots for an individual, a player who could have went on to great things with Dublin himself. He was an underage player and he was a star for the Cooler senior team.
It has been great, and as you say, it's very much a kind of a holistic partnership, that there are so many different elements, all of which neatly thread together. And there's the charitable input, there's the ambassadors, there is that sort of that four code side of things, and of course there's the Club Chronicles, the video series, which have highlighted the clubs as well. Is there a danger? I mean, AIG is a mega international brand. You've had Manchester United, you've had the All Blacks, obviously just building up to the Dublin GAA sponsorship. But is there a sense within the Irish marketplace that maybe it's a little bit too Dublin. There's an ad running on the radio at the moment from another insurance company, which is kind of suggesting that Hill 16 is Dublin only, and that some insurance brands might be a little bit too focused on blue. How do you counter that?
Yeah, well, look, I won't comment on who that is, but I can speak for, I think I know what you're talking about, but I can certainly speak from an AIG perspective. We're a national brand, we're a national insurance company. We're here nearly 45 years in Ireland, probably longer than that particular insurance company. We're here a long time. We've got very deep roots in Ireland. Both our personal and business customer base would reflect that. We've very competitive rates across the country. We've excellent claim service. So from an insurance and from a business perspective, we're very much embedded across the country. Yes, we sponsor the Dubs. The Dublin GAA brand is actually more of a national brand due to the scale of Dublin and its successes over the years. And I'm not saying everyone outside Dublin supports Dublin, but there's no negativity towards Dublin really. Outside a bit of banter in sport, you get the odd outliers there, but in general people are all GAA people or sports people, and what happens on the pitch is left on the pitch. So we are very much a national brand, but to add to that, the Dublin GAA is one of our sponsorships. We're partners. We're a fish insurance partner to the LGFA, the Ladies Gaelic Football Association. We have a great partnership with them as well. Their national platform, obviously. So we activate, and a lot of the work we do with them is more on a national basis and activating, do player profiles, One Tribe series that we run, and there's a lot of work that we do that actually it's more outside the capital. A lot of that work is across the country, and we make sure to do activations in all 4 provinces for that. We're sponsors of the Golf Ireland for over 30 years now, I think. We do male and female in that, and that's very much an All Ireland, a national organisation as well. So, and we're deeply rooted in Golf Ireland, and we do activate that every year. The competitions, the AIG Cups and Shields, AIG Irish Clubs, male and female, are truly national tournaments in golf. So, and we do Badminton Ireland as well. So there's other sponsorships there that just really would suggest that we're more of a national brand. So yeah, I don't agree with that ad.
Yeah.
Very
much so, and people will buy according to the service anyway. So I think you're doing all right on that front. It's great to see that longevity and that depth of involvement that you have in Irish sport is great to see. You partnered with us this year again for the latest time on the 50 Women of Influence in Irish Sport series. We're halfway through that at the moment. What's the reaction been like to those that we've been putting forward?
That's been brilliant, yeah. Look, it's great to partner with you on that, the Women of Influence. It's a really high profile series. The people featured are of high caliber, across the sport and business. The feedback internally is great because it's, even within AIG, our DEI policy, that it's really about promoting women, in work, in sport and business. So this sort of a partnership with Sport for Business really reinforces that. And
it is great, and we've got a new podcast series which is going to be kicking off in the new year as well, sort of looking at some of those individuals that have been highlighted over the course of it. Well, I guess the last thing really is we've seen images of the new Dublin jersey. It's a little bit different. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be on a lot of backs over the Christmas period. Tell us the details. When can we buy it? Where can we buy it?
So it's on sale exclusively from tomorrow in Elvery's and O'Neill's until the 16th of December, and then from the 16th of December it goes on general sale. So if you want it between now and the 16th of December, you go to either Elvery's or O'Neill's. You'll be able to pick one up, and it's lovely. So we're very happy with it.
Well, we will look forward to seeing that. The AIG does fairly pop off of the clock. Looking forward to chatting to you again in advance of next season, because 10 years is a milestone, and I'm sure there is going to be a lot of ways in which you're going to be celebrating that. For the moment, though, John Gillick of AIG, thanks very much for taking the time with us.
Thanks for having me, Rob. Cheers.